Hello and welcome to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today we're on the second tier video, those decks just outside of top tier status, playing a blue-white flash deck. Let's get into the games. Oh Flash, the playing anything at instant speed, the now you see it, the now you don't. The I have mana open, my opponent doesn't know what I'm up to. All those fun things. Ooh, I'm gonna keep it. We might not draw lands. Let's see what happens. So, this is meant as a companion piece, sort of, to the Young CGB episode that's going up tonight, which will take a look at Blue-White Historic. If you wanted to push the Blue-White Historic theme and really try to do something with it, this is one of the places you could end up. One that takes the historic cards and tries to turn them into flash cards using Raff. It's not the only way. There are definitely other Tashar decks and other things that are explorable. This might be the most competitive. It's really hard to say, to be honest. Here's a card that I love in the deck right now, Exclusion Mage. But do we want to play it on this Knight of Grace, or do we want to hold it for something else? We do need to take out this Knight of Grace somehow. It holds back our History of Benalia 2/2s, but we don't have to take it out right now. Let's get the history onto the board. History of Benalia, pretty awesome card. If you don't know it, get to know it. It's not particularly shining right now in the current standard. I would say, much like this deck, I think it occupies the second tier. Oh, that's rude. That is a Black Knight of Malice. And the Black Knight always triumphs. Alright, well, we got two knights. Let's end the turn. Let's see what our opponent wants to do. Raff here can flash in at instant speed. Seal Aways can be played at instant speed. Settle can be played at instant speed. Maybe this Exclusion Mage not so much, but we just needed a little tempo play. You've got an angel. I wonder how you plan to gain all that life. I don't see it with what you currently have on the board. No attacks. So be it. Opponent with a fatal push, I guess, and they're thinking about whether or not they should use it right now. They should not. They should definitely wait. They should wait until they has the revolts. Now, what's unfortunate is this history, when it dies, it pumps our knights, but I don't think we have a good opportunity here to use them. Now, if our opponent does have a fatal push, playing around that could be hella awkward. Because I really do want to play this Exclusion Knight. I want to bounce away that Resplendent Angel and then attack with Raff. That's like the thing that would be automatic here. If our opponent has a fatal push, they're just going to kill Raff. Now, I don't know if I can save Raff anyway if they have a push. So the question is that the right thing to do anyhow? Well, not really, because then we don't have good blocks or attacks against the knights. So I think what we're supposed to do is sit tight, say go, which is weird. We also don't have anything right now to take advantage of Raff's flash for historic, but maybe we can anticipate into something. Oh, we got a cast down out of our opponent onto a 2/2. That's fine. That doesn't bother me much. Okay, our opponent doesn't know how Fatal Push works. Cast down going to the graveyard does not trigger the Fatal Push. So, yeah. That's an oops-worthy moment right there. So, neither does my token leaving the battlefield. It has to be one of my opponent's permanents has to leave the battlefield for the Fatal Push to work. That's how Revolt works. One of your things has to die. So, fortunate to get the Fatal Push out of our opponent that way. I feel a little bad about it, but it's Magic. We can't feel bad about everything. We have to battle on. I think that this Settle the Wreckage won't get a lot better than taking out the white Knight of Malice that we have to find a way to get rid of anyway. So I'm going to fire it off. And now, if our opponent had the Fatal Push, they would have Revolt because their knights left the battlefield. Our opponent's probably thinking, ooh, I get mana to activate my Resplendent Angel's ability now. But we have many other tortures in mind for the Resplendent Angel. like the Exclusion Mage, the Mage of Bullying, leaving you out of school activities. And now let us start swinging in. Here comes Lyra. Hi, Lyra. How you doing? You're very big and shiny. Very scary card. Another cast down. This time on the Exclusion Mage. I don't know why I feel like I have to draw that out. Exclusion. It's just happening, and I don't know what to tell you. All right, we've got a Ballista. This is historic, is an artifact. Therefore, we can play it at instant speed. Merfolk Trickster, a fun instant speed effect. Flash enters the battlefield, tap a thing, and it loses all abilities. I'm not sure if I'll get to take advantage of that. But for now, can't really get Lyra out of the way. Well, yeah, we can. Actually, I love it. We're going to play Merfolk Trickster. We're going to tap your Lyra. This is moving at sorcery speed, which is kind of weird for the deck. Not usually what it does. But you don't want to turn down this 5 damage, which keeps the clock very tight on our opponent. They're going to need to come back quickly. I think that sometimes people overvalue instant speed and trickery and undervalue pressure. Life total pressure is a good thing. There's a Vona. That's also a good thing. And I'm not loving it. Another Trickster off the top. The rips. Alright, it's got to be that we tap this down, and then we can bring our opponent down to 7, and they can't use Vona. So we tap you. Seal you away. We go to combat. We attack with the Raff. Our opponent can't use Vona anymore. So next turn, if they attacked in, we would just double block. Our opponent could go up to 11, but they would lose the Vona. And then the following turn, we would play our Walking Ballista, attack with Raff. That should be enough to win. If not, it would be very close. Our Walking Ballista could even target the creature that Vona decided to block, for example, so that Vona's lifelink wouldn't trigger. That should also get in another 4 damage, which should be lethal. So I wish I could have played it out to show you, because that's kind of a neat trick that you don't always see. Oh, let's have a look into the deck. Let's get up in that deck box and see what's under the hood. So here's what's up. Walking Ballista, we kind of move down here. It's a good 2-drop though too. That's the thing about Walking Ballista, right? It's good at any spot in the curve. It can be down here to kind of sneak under counter magic and put on some pressure. I used it earlier today when testing this deck. Our opponent played like 3 Glint Sleeve Siphoners, and my play was Ballista, kill a Siphoner, and then Ballista on 2, kill both Siphoners, and they didn't get to draw any cards. It was lovely. But yeah, Walking Ballista, kind of stitching this deck together because it doesn't have a lot of early plays or interaction, and it also lacks a bit of late game punch. While we have Teferi and we have Lyra, you can kind of see the list here. These aren't great late game cards by themselves, and the deck isn't built around them the way other decks could be. They're individually powerful, but if the opponent has 4 Vraska's Contempts, they just trade with these. We still need things to close the game. Walking Ballista, once we have a lot of mana, can do the job. Tricksters, you saw it in action. There's actually a lot more trickery with this card, and hopefully we'll see it soon. But you saw the combo with Seal Away, so we could exile the opponent's creature right away and get more aggressive. 2 Anticipates, I don't want this deck to flood. It doesn't have a lot of card draw. I want 26 land, because I need to be able to play my 4-drops and my 5-drops and my Ballistas for very high numbers. But I don't want to run 26 land, because sometimes you'll just have nothing to do with it. Anticipate is like lands 25 and 26. I can play them on turn 2 if I don't have enough mana, and I can usually find a land. But if I have plenty of land, I can try to find something that does more work. 2 Blink of an Eye are in here. Just kind of with the flash mechanic, blinking things is fun. Blinking your Teferis and Lyras to protect them, blinking your Ballistas to reset them, blinking your opponent's stuff because it annoys you, and blinking your History of Benalia so that you can replay it and make more knights. And of course there's Merfolk Trickster Trickery. 4 Wizards Retorts. We have some wizards in the deck. Raff is a wizard. He is a legendary human wizard. Exclusion Mage is a wizard. Trickster is a wizard. So some amount of the time you play this for 2. Some amount of the time. Not all of the times. Settle. I like Settle in a flash deck like this because our opponents don't expect it as much as they do from a traditional blue-white control. And we need something to kind of reset. This deck, if it falls behind, can have a hard time catching up unless you catch them with a very unexpected Settle. And then Shalai, give your Angels hexproof, work with Lyra, tag team, back again. Yeah, I think that we talked all about all the major cards. No brown lands, no Field of Ruins, no Arch of Arazkas. We need double blue, and we need, actually, often we need quad blue because you want Wizard's Retort and Merfolk Trickster on the same turn as surprises. And we need double white on turn 3 for Benalia and 4 for Settle. So yeah, all of our lands have to produce all the blue and white mana. We have all the tap lands trying to chip in, trying to make sure the mana base somewhat holds together. Let's get out there and play some more. Wow. There's another blue-white-ish build of this that doesn't use the flash historic angle and it's just blue-white super friends. Maybe we'll get to that deck sometime too. I think that's also a tier 2 sort of deck, and it's very fun. But this one, like I said, is kind of tag teaming with what's going up on Young CGB Adventures later today, which is looking at the blue-white deck, the historic-based blue-white deck that you get after about a week of play. Our opponent's going to open on a Branchy. For some reason, the Snake deck's been slithering about. So we could put our mana down, have a Seal Away, have an Anticipate available. I'm feeling the tap land so that we can then play History and Raff. But maybe I'm just going to play History later. The 2/2s aren't going to do too much against like an aggressive green strategy or the Snake. So yeah, we'll do this, get the Anticipate done now. And then next turn will probably be a Seal Away turn if our opponent plays a Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully we don't have a Blossoming Defense to worry about. We'll see. Blossoming Defense, of course, would be the Nightmare scenario. We'll take that hit, we'll Anticipate. Another Seal Away is good. We could also take a land to make sure we can play Lyra on time. But I think another Seal Away is smart, especially if our opponent has a Blossoming Defense. Oh, an Exclusion Mage. It's a really good play, too. Yeah, I think it's the best play now that I see it. Just set that tempo way back and put a blocker in front of the Branchwalker. It's the moment that the Exclusion Mage lives for. And Steel Leaf comes back. And I'm blocking. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want you casting no Galta. Merfolk Trickster. Alright, we could play the Benalia and crank out Knights, or we could Seal Away and protect life total. And I think I'll go for the Seal Away. If it fails, we can always Seal Away on our turn and hold up a Trickster. I'm always thinking Blossoming Defense against this deck. Oh boy. I'm gonna need there to be no Blossoming Defense here. Nice. Well, I don't think there is, or else our opponent, I don't think, would windmill their Galta. I think they'd wait till they could have a Blossoming Defense up, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Well, this is going to be rough. It's going to sting a bit. Let's see if they play around Settle. Ooh, we do. All right. Gotcha. Now, whether or not to play a Trickster now or a Trickster later. 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 Might prevent 10 damage. Alright, my turn. Ooh, okay. What can Lyra do? Lyra can take on the champion, but not the 10-10. God, this is getting rough. I think what I need to do is play Benalia, Trickster down the 10-10 so I have some blockers, and then play Lyra next turn. But I need to make some blocks. Really? Holy poop. We could tap here and double block the champion. Well, I guess I leave myself that option. Still need to draw an answer here. Oh yeah, I'd have to target the champion with the Trickster to make it lose the ability. I did that wrong. It's okay. I don't know how things are going to turn around now, but we'll make a mess and see what happens. Maybe our opponent will screw up their attack. All right. Nope, not you. You. All right, one blocker. We're dead to a pump spell, but there hasn't been one. Big old stupid green. Sometimes they just draw all the right knuckleheads. What can you do? Looks dead. Looks really dead. They got vigilance. Maybe they'll mess up.
Queen Victoria, Stephen Hawking, Elvis Presley.
Shut up, Alexa. There, you've been unplugged. That's what you get for just saying stupid things like that in the middle of my video. Recording here. No respect, I tell ya. No respect. We could have bluffed a settle. I think our opponent wouldn't respect it at this point. But let's make him do it right. Who knows? It's just getting comical. I think I have to play it out. They're like, look at all my creatures. I'm amazing. That's okay. Looks like they still don't know how to attack for lethal. Or they're trying to abuse me to pull out a quest, but I could draw a settle. That is not a settle. But let's fake it till we make it. Key to the city. Hilarious. Sometimes your 10-10 needs to be unblockable to finish the job. Yep. Still blocking. Alright, so now we're just pretending. That's enough of that. Yay. Green creatures doing things. Let's try one more time. Sure. Fun hand. Good times. Bye-bye, Exclusion Mage. Opponent knows about the Wizard's Retort now. Ooh. I guess I'll take... History on curve. It's probably the most value against a black deck if they're using a bunch of 1-for-1 removal. 2 knights might eat 2 spells. Let's get it going. Divest, huh? A little bit of hand hate. Maybe we're running all the discard spells. I don't know. Looks like mono black though. 3 straight swamps. If there's another color, something's wrong. Something's not according to plan. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, looks like we're gonna do all the hand hatery today. Looks like that's the plan. I would love to get Shalai out. Shalai on the battlefield means I can't be targeted by such things. Yeah, this says target player, this says target opponent. Those wouldn't work at all. But now, I think we are just going to try to administer the beatdown and punish our opponent for all the hand hating they want to do. Are they a torment deck? Are they going to drop hailfire on us? The world may never know. Behold, nothing happening. Amazing. All the seal-aways against the creatureless deck. Yes. Just the kind of luck I love. Nope. Just get that out of town. We're going to protect our creatures. If our opponent has a sweeper, it feels bad, but we're going to just tax their removal a lot. If they're going to spend their time hand-hating, we're going to make them respect the board a little bit. But if they have a sweeper, it's sad. Not yet. How about now? Probably another contempt. Yep. Ballista. Respect that, if you can. Oh, it's the stronghold. Nice draw. How about now? What you got? How about now? What you got? Uh-oh. They seem low on action. They might go for a big, like, torment here, but I have the life and the cards. Just discard these seal-aways I don't need. Yeah, you read that. It's gonna make knights. Knights that will harm you. Going forth to defeat the forces of evil, like a good knight should. Oh, look at him go. It's cute when they try. Alright, discard. 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 Lose 3. Lose 3. Lose 3. Lose 3. My turn now? Alrighty. Give good beats. You give good beats, knights. It's the problem with those decks. You gotta win on the board. Torment of Hailfire. It's a beautiful card when it works, but you gotta win on the board before it works. Alright, I think we'll leave it there. I enjoyed a few games of Blue-White Flash. It has a lot of play to it, a lot of angles. Sometimes it's tempo, sometimes it's control, sometimes it's just bringing the beat downs with the knights. Give it a try. See if it's your style, maybe a little more than a traditional blue-white control deck. Maybe it's the blue-white deck for you. And if you like the video and you want more like it, post in the comments. Feel free to tell me what you think is second tier, what you think is almost top tier but not quite. I'd be interested to know. This is always the segment where I'm poking around. I usually poke around Magic Online lists and try to find an interesting deck, but your feedback's also welcome. We'll be back Tuesday, of course, for some Tribal Time, and the Adventures of Young CGB will be going up later today. Don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.